think the biggest trend for 2024 is going to be AI, generative AI specifically. It's going to be very transformative for the way the players play the games, but also for how we develop games.
How do we use these tools like AI and XR to augment our experience in the real world and get people outside and understanding the world that they're already in, seeing it through new eyes? That's really what we're excited about.
I'd say two things. One is going to be a much bigger emphasis now on mixed reality. I think it's going to be interesting to see people figuring out what works well and what doesn't. And then in VR specifically, we're kind of betting on hand tracking being a big thing.
We soon have Apple Vision Pro coming to market. And I think it's going to bring a lot of attention and interest in XR games in general.
I think the biggest trend for 2024 is really co-op games.
Two of the biggest trends we're going to see in the mobile space are hybrid casual and multiplayer games.
So a trend that I actually wish was a little bit more popular was in people moving from traditional desktop flat screen games into VR, really understanding how different the VR platform really is. There's a lot of problems that have been solved for quite a while now, and I keep seeing games coming out, even in the past few months, that have the same sort of problems with them that have already been solved. I kind of would like to see the trend of people learning the best practices that have already been developed and now apply those to the games that you're bringing over.
The digital hangout trend. So games for kids are not as much about winning or achieving an objective. It's more about hanging out and expressing yourself.
I think there's some really exciting trends with both being able to talk directly to NPCs with using AI and voice recognition, and being able to use hands for interacting with the game world and game objects as we can in VR and AR.
My number one tip for game developers in 2024 is build a community. Reach out to your players, make sure you have a healthy community because it's going to fuel your game.
You're not making a game, you're making a service, or a game as a service. The thing that you will build is going to last, hopefully, for many, many, many years. And in order to be successful, the key aspect to nail is how you can have the players in your game development loop, and how we can have sustainability and think of it as a multi-year project.
It's really going to be the year of spatial computing. So I think really my tip would be about starting to think about how is the content, how are the experiences you're making, how do you actually make them come alive into the real world, make them spatial, and really make them part of your players' worlds.
Look at the tools available to improve your production pipeline because the bar is only going to be set higher than before.
It should be something that attracts you and makes your life happier. If not, it's going to be a very tough year.